Hi, everyone. This is Amy C. Waninger with Lead at Any Level, and you're watching Lead at Any Level Live. Lead at Any Level Live is a show that comes to you every Monday at noon Eastern on wherever you're watching it right now, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And today is Monday, July 4th. It's a federal holiday, it's a state holiday, and it's a company holiday for Lead at Any Level. But I wanted to come on and talk about patriotism a little bit today, and the importance right now of companies' role in furthering American values and American democracy. This is so important. We are seeing our country under attack from within and from without. The methods of attack have changed. It's not, the kinds of wars that we're used to. There's a lot of misinformation in the world and a lot of ideological warfare going on. And so what I wanted to talk to you today is not about my values, but about your values, about American values, and how you can, as an employer, stand up for what's right, stand up for what you say you believe in, and make your company, put your company on the right side of history. So this is a tough one today. I know there are a lot of people really struggling right now with patriotism in the country, with what kind of country do they want to live in? What kind of country do we want to co-create? And today I just want to offer some steps that you can take as a corporate leader to make sure that you are aligning truly with the values that you state. So I'm going to share just 4 tips today, real quick, because it is a holiday and I want to go spend time with my family. But step number 1 is set a line that aligns with your values, a line that you are unwilling to cross. Test that line in theory. Think about, if the shoe were on the other foot, if the balance of power were to shift, what are the things that we truly believe in as a company that will ensure that we're here for the long term to help our stakeholders, to help our shareholders, to help our clients, customers, and employees? What is a line that you're unwilling to cross? And stress test that line from every direction. Make sure that you are absolutely 100% clear on where that line is, where it's not, and what you're willing to do to keep your company from crossing that line. Now, this can take a lot of different forms depending on what kind of industry you're in. It can take a lot of different forms depending on the size of company you are. But think about this not just in terms of your own policies, but the policies that you support outside of your company. Think about it in terms of where you spend your money, what kinds of behavior you'll tolerate internally, what kinds of behavior you'll tolerate from clients, customers, or shareholders, even your board members and executives. You need to be very, very clear as a company right now. What line will you not cross? What line is too far to, for you to support in terms of creating the kind of country that you want to live in, work in, and operate your business in? This is so important because everything else that follows will come from this line, and you need to be clear and you need to be transparent and consistent with this line. The second is be transparent with your campaign contributions. As a company, many companies donate to campaigns, and there's not a thing wrong with that. But if you're not willing to say, this is who we support and why, or these are where we're making our contributions and why, chances are you're violating that line that you've already said. And so if your line is clear and you can justify your contributions, be transparent about that. If you have a political action campaign or political action committee from your company that your company is supporting through, some political arm, be clear about where that money is going and where it's not and why. Again, this is about what line will you cross. And if there is a threat of tyranny from within, then you need to be very clear about where that line is. So, for example, you may, as a company, say, well, we want to provide campaign contributions to candidates that will support certain tax advantages for our company, and that's fine. I would recommend that tax advantages is a criteria, not the only criteria, and that if you are that you have a filter that says, um, you know, but if they cross this line, then they no longer get campaign contributions from us, and make that very clear. But you have to be transparent about where your money goes, because accountability is so important here. And if you're doing things in secret, then it doesn't count. Um, Step 3 is make election day a paid holiday for your company. And not just for your salaried workers, but for your hourly workers as well. Give your employees not only the opportunity to vote and to participate in our election process, but if they're able to vote early, now they can start to work polls and really, step up their game. But let them, give them the space and the support that they need to participate at a level that's comfortable and appropriate for them. And that means giving everybody a paid holiday for election day. Now you can decide if that's primaries and general elections, if it's every year, but or alternating years, however you want to set it up. But be very clear about why you're doing it, what's important to you as a company, why you're promoting it, and be sure that you encourage employees to take the day to participate in local, state, and federal elections. This is so important. You can also go a step further by hosting voter registration drives at your company or by sponsoring them externally. So make sure that you're really putting your work and your dollars and your time and your effort behind this. Because I will tell you, if democracy fails in this country, it's going to be really hard to do business here. And so, this is something that is easy to do. It's an easy policy change. It's, a way to really put your feet and your dollars where you say your values are. And then finally, don't cross your line with your feet or your dollars. And what I mean by that is, if you say, for example, that you support police accountability and that you will not send employees to areas where they will not be safe, then you need to make sure that you're not hosting events in cities, towns, or states where there's no police accountability, that you're not sending your employees there that would not be safe in those areas. If you're, a lot of companies right now, because of the overturning of the Roe v. Wade decision, are saying, oh, well, we'll just pay for our employees to go wherever they need to for healthcare. But are you thinking about, for example, sending your employees to conferences in states where they may not be safe physically if they would have a medical emergency? Or sending your LGBTQ employees, for example, to conferences or for business travel where they may be denied health care because of a state law that says that people don't have to, you don't have to treat everyone who comes through your emergency room doors, for example. So you need to be very clear and talk to your ERG leaders, talk to the people in your company who have concerns about their safety when they travel, and ask them, what is it that we can do to support you? But the most important thing is not that you're going to medevac people out of a state that isn't safe. The most important thing is that you're not going to endorse, promote, or contribute to campaigns, to candidates, to politicians that will create laws that make them unsafe in the first place. So this is about where you put your employees, where you send your employees, but also where you send your dollars. And that's why that line is so important. So real quick, those 3 steps again, or those 4 steps again, are: number 1, set a line that your company is unwilling to cross. Make sure that you are clear about that. Make sure that it is aligned to your mission, vision, values, and your diversity statement. And make sure that your employees, your shareholders, your stakeholders, your board understand what that line is. Number 2 is to be transparent with your campaign contributions, whether it's direct contributions or to a political action fund. If you are unwilling to be transparent with your campaign contributions, ask yourself why. Are you crossing a line that you said you wouldn't cross? Number 3 is make Election Day a paid holiday for hourly and salaried employees. Shut down your offices on Election Day if possible, so the most people possible can contribute and participate in free and fair elections. And then finally, whatever your line is, don't cross it with your feet. Don't cross it with your dollars. It's going to take every single one of us to resist fascism, to resist tyranny, to stand up for each other. And there's something that each and every one of us can do. If you are a corporate leader, your leadership is greatly needed right now. This is patriotism. This is what it means to be an American, to participate in all the ways that we can to fight off the forces from within or without that would destroy our democracy, that would destroy our republic, and that would destroy our chances for the kind of future we want to create. Thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful 4th of July, Independence Day, however you're celebrating it. And I would ask that you share this video with your leaders, with one another, and let me know in the comments, how are you personally or as an organization standing up to fight for freedom in the United States and elsewhere? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful 4th.